welcome to my line. Um, Welcome to my live video again. I want to discuss something today that if I come on live, I most of the times I want to discuss something that is on my mind, and I said that I don't like to postpone my ideas or postpone my videos, so I don't forget what it is that I want to talk about. Because life is complex, things are always happening, there's always something to discuss, there's always a new issue, there's always a new topic to interact on. Now, this is talking to myself as much as it is talking to everyone else. I honestly believe that when people hurt us, when people offend us, when people do us wrong, it is strictly to our advantage to forgive them and let it go. Whether they ask for forgiveness or not, it is highly to our advantage to forgive them and to let it go. Now, sometimes when someone offends you or someone makes you sad, they don't always know what they have done, okay? And if you don't have the boldness, if you don't have the courage to put it out there that this is what they did to offend you, this is what they did to make you upset, then I think you should be prepared to let it go. Because if someone offends you and you don't tell them what they did and you keep it in your mind, you hold it as a grudge, you dwell on it, okay? It's like a seed in your mind and it begins to germinate. You might not even be aware that this seed in your heart is germinating until the day that a reason for that seed that has grown in your heart to come out, until the day that the seed needs to come out. That's when you really realize how much hate and resentment you have harbored for this person. Meanwhile, the person is not even aware that they've offended you. The person is not aware that you hold a grudge against them because you never told them, you never discussed the issue at hand. Okay, so it's best to let hurt, resentment, grudges. For me personally, and this is something that I'm adopting in my life, it's best to let it go, especially if you have not spoken to the person that offended you, especially if you've not spoken to the person that wronged you, especially if they don't know that they've offended you and you are angry at them. It's always best to let it go than holding on to it. Because the more you hold on to it, the more you put yourself at risk, the more you make yourself sad. Because now this thing that this person has done to you is weighing you down, it's making you sad, but they are going about their day having a perfect time. But you are still dwelling on what they did to you. You are still living in the hurt, you are still living in the anger, you're still living in grudges and resentment. Meanwhile, they are not even aware. And if they are aware, not everybody is subconscious. Some people don't care. Some people don't care that they hurt you. Some people don't care that you are angry at them. Some people don't care that they did you dirty. They might be aware, but they don't care. So keeping that hurt in your heart, keeping that anger and resentment in your heart, you are indirectly doing yourself a disadvantage. You are hurting yourself, you are harming yourself. Every day you wake up carrying that grudges in your heart, it is best for your own good to forgive them and to let it go. Now, forgiveness does not mean that you have to reconcile. No, forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. Reconciliation is very different. Forgiveness means that you recognize what they have done to hurt you, right? You accept it, but you are willing to let it go. You're not going to hold on to it. You're not going to remember it every day. You're not going to dwell on it. And you are not going to wait for them to come around and apologize to you. Some people get stuck in anger and resentment because they are waiting for closure. Sometimes, in fact, I think most times, let me just say 50%, because I don't have the overall statistics. 50% of the time, you never get closure. 50% of the time, the person that offends you is not going to come back and say sorry. They're not going to come back and explain why they did what they did to you. So sitting around and waiting for that closure, you're actually hurting yourself because you might never get it. And if you're waiting for something that you are never going to get, you are keeping yourself stuck. Meanwhile, you would have moved on. Okay? So if someone offends you and you put it out there, you told them that this is what they did, and they are not willing to accept their own wrongs, they're not willing to apologize. I think it's best to leave it at that. Some things are what they are. You can't change them. You can't mend the situation. Okay. So just leave it at that. Let it go and move on. You don't have to keep relating with that person. You don't have to keep talking with that person. You don't have to be in constant communication with that person. You can just act like they don't exist. Basically, you can just ignore them for your own good, so you can move on with your life, and so you can be happy. For someone like me, I avoid confrontation. That's me. Probably because of how I grew up or things I encountered in my childhood. I don't know. But I avoid confrontation generally. If I feel like something is going to get confrontational or we are going to be going at each other, most often times I avoid the conversation altogether. I don't want to get to a place where I'm raising my voice, you're raising your voice, I'm saying hurtful words, you are saying hurtful words. I feel like that's not necessary. And if you're dealing with an adult, most often times you deal with a person, you can tell how their mind works. And for me, though, I realized that most people are aware of what they're doing, right? Either they feel like you're not going to notice, or even if you notice, you might not react. So they want to see how long they can get away with doing that thing that you're doing. Yeah, I've noticed that about some people. They are aware that what they're doing is not the best, like they're not making the best choice they can make. They are aware, but they just want to see if you would also notice and if you would react. Now, if I'm that situation where I know that you know what you're doing, you are aware that what you're doing is not the right reaction in this situation, but you do it anyway, just a way to either upset me, a way to put me down, or a way to get a reaction out of me, I'm not going to react, okay? What I'm going to do is just remove myself from that situation, okay? Now, if you remove yourself from a situation abruptly, two things can happen. Definitely, the person will realize that you've removed yourself from the situation. Either they come to you and wonder why you removed yourself, wonder why you stop communicating with them, and try to find out what happened so they can fix it, or they realize and they don't care. Okay, so if you're going to remove yourself from the situation, you need to be content with however way that it goes. You need to be satisfied with whatever, because you can only control what you do. You cannot control how the other person reacts. You cannot control how another person acts. The only thing you can control is yourself, your reaction, and the way that you act. Okay, which is why rather than focusing on what is this person doing, why are they doing what they do, you focus on yourself. Why are you, if this person is reacting this way, how are you going to react to how they acted? Okay, why do you react this way? Why does it bother you so much that this person did this? Why does it bother you so much that this person didn't do this? Okay, it's best that we focus on ourselves and why we do the things that we do, rather than focusing on other people and why they do the things that you do. You cannot change other people's actions. Okay, you cannot stop other people from acting the way that they act. The only thing you can control is your reaction to the situation. Yeah, so that's that. Any questions? I can see that a few people are on my live. Do you have any questions? Any contributions? Anything you should address? Any questions as regarding the topic? What kind of question is this? Uh, I don't really know what this means. Um, I don't know what this means. But if you have any question concerning the topic that we are discussing, you can drop a comment. I know it's not easy to let go of hurt. It's not easy to let go of anger. It's not easy to let go of hate. But the more you hold on to it, the more you are hurting yourself, right? So for me, the best approach that I know is to let it go. And anybody comes to me for advice for someone that's hurt them, either in relationships or mostly it happens in relationship dynamics or in friendship. The advice I always give is to let it go. Not everybody is going to be aware of their actions. Not everybody is going to ask for forgiveness. Not everybody is going to feel remorse. So sitting around and waiting for them to come to the realization of what they've done and waiting for them to feel remorse for what they've done is a very long shot. Okay, so I forgive people for myself, right? I don't forgive people so they can feel better. I don't forgive people because they haven't hurt me. I forgive them for myself so that I can sleep better at night, so that I don't want to hold any hate in my heart. Excuse me. I don't want to hold any hate in my heart. So I forgive people and I let them go. Okay. And sometimes I even like, if someone that is very close to me does something that is hurtful or wrong, some things are hurtful to us, but they are not considered big things, right? But they are hurtful to us, though they are not very serious things, but they are hurtful. Hi, Ademide Tijani. How are you? Ademide Tijani, welcome to the live. How are you doing this lovely afternoon? Okay, while I wait for the response, I will just carry on with the discussion. Yes, so I said I forgive people for myself, not necessarily for the other person. Okay, and some things that people do to us are not big things, they are just little things. Okay, so we need to get to a point as people where we don't exaggerate everything that is done to us. You cannot have a reaction to everybody's action towards you. Ademide, I'm doing great. And you? How are you doing today? Today is Thursday. How is work? Are you in Nigeria? Okay. Okay. While I wait for Ademide's response, as I was saying, you cannot have a reaction to everything that is done to you. Okay. Throughout the day, throughout the week, people are going to do certain things to you that you might not even understand. Now, the thing about relating with other people is that everybody has a different, how do I put this? Everybody's experiencing life differently. Exactly. Everybody's experiencing life in their own way. What person A is going through is different from what person B is going through, right? Everybody's experiencing life differently. Now, let's say within in a day, you might come across 20 people that are experiencing life differently. Now, those 20 people are going to bring their experiences of life, the different things that they're going through. There are different ways of understanding, there are different ways of seeing life. They're going to bring it to your table, right? Everybody cannot react to you the same way because human beings are different, human beings are diverse. Most often times, people react to you based on their situation, based on what's happening with them, based on how they're feeling, based on their mood. Someone might wake up in the morning in a bad mood and then they will react to you badly. Okay, not that you've done anything, not that you are a bad person, right? Not that you did anything wrong, but they just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, so they are in a bad mood. So when they are relating with you that day, they're going to relate with you on a bad side because that's how you're feeling that day. Let's not act like there are certain people that do things based on how they are feeling. Okay, if they're feeling good today, they're going to be nice to everybody. If they're not feeling good today, they will not be nice to everybody. There are people like that. So sometimes when people offend you, it's not about you or anything that you've done. It's about them. It's about how they're feeling. It's about what they're going through. It's about their understanding of life. Hi to everyone that's joining the live. Thank you for being here. Please don't be shy to leave a comment. And while you're here, please make sure you give this live a thumbs up and you subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So today we're talking about letting go of hurt. So if you have any questions, any contributions, don't be shy to drop it in the comments box. I will be reading comments and I will be responding accordingly. Okay, so um moving on, like I was saying, people react differently based on what they are going through. It's not necessarily what you've done to someone that makes them hurt you. People will hurt you because of how they're feeling. People will hurt you because they are terrible people, not because you are the terrible person. All right. So it's just a way of understanding life, honestly. It's just like if you understand life, you would react better and you will ultimately have a better life because you will know it's not everybody that does something to you that you take to heart. Some people do certain things and you just look at them and you realize that, okay, this person is probably going through a lot, or I don't even need to react to this. It's not everything that demands a response or a reaction from you. There's some things people say to you, you let it go. There's some things you hear, you don't react. There's some messages you read and you just keep mute. There are some people that call your phone. You don't need to answer every call that comes into your phone. That's it. As a human being, you cannot be accessible all the time. Human beings are not meant to be accessible 24/7. That's how it's meant to be. Okay. So hurt is a very broad topic because everybody has experienced something that has been hurtful to them. Sometimes even one word someone will say to you, that word will be ringing in your head for like a month. Honestly, just one hurtful thing someone will say to you for a whole month, for weeks, that word will be playing in your head. You'll be thinking about it over and over again. Okay, you'll be wondering that, is this really true? This person said about me, is this true? Why would they say something hurtful to me like that? Miham, thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, Minhan. Thank you very much for subscribing. It's so nice to have you here on my live. Thank you for being here. Do you have any questions? Hi, I can see new people are joining the live. Hi, sis. Hi, Pretty TV. How are you doing? Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live. While you're here, please don't forget to give this live a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. We are discussing hurt. Okay, we are discussing dealing with hurt. We are discussing letting go when people do hurtful things to you. Because most often times it's not about you, it's about them. And if you let go, it's more beneficial for you to let go when people do hurtful things to you than for you to hold on. Especially if they are not remorse. Okay, they don't feel any remorse, they don't feel any sadness for what they've done. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Minhom. Thank you, Pretty. I'm so grateful. Thank you guys for being here. Hope everyone is having a nice day. Are you at work? How is work going? Hope you've had lunch. Yeah, YouTuber. That's right. What do you talk about, Pretty? What do you talk about on your TV? What's your YouTube channel about? Hi, Pretty. Are you there? Okay. I guess Pretty went to do something else. So we'll just continue with the video. So anyways, like I was saying, I realized that this hurtful feeling is something that happens to everybody. It's everywhere. Everybody has been hurt by either their parents, their siblings, their in relationships, in friendships, in their place of work, even with strangers. Okay, now if you're someone that uses, like, you post content online, you post on, even if you post your personal things or your personal pictures on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or wherever, there are certain comments under your post that you will not like and you will not agree with. Okay, if you don't like it, you don't agree with it, you don't have to accept it. And it is not every comment that you engage with. Okay, it is not every random person on the internet that says something to you that you have to respond. Okay, some people are going through things in their life that they cannot discuss. So the only way to pour out their anger and their frustration is to come online and comment nasty things under other people's comments. Okay, so most often times when I see people commenting nasty things, I feel sorry for them, because anybody that has like love in their heart, anybody that has love in their life will not be commenting these kind of things online. Honestly speaking, when I see some comments, I feel sorry for the person that commented that thing. There are certain things that a person will say that you know that they are really going through a difficult time. For me personally, I just like say a silent prayer for them or feel sorry for them and keep it moving. Sujal Kata, no, I'm not Jamaican, I'm Nigerian. Hi, David. How are you doing, David? Thank you for joining my live. Happy Thursday. How's work? How's work, David? Maybe I'll, maybe I'll see you on Sunday. I hope you're having a nice week. Anyway, so yeah, discussing hurt, okay? It's always for our own benefit that when people hurt us, when they offend us, we don't hold on to grudges, okay? If you hold on to grudges, you even become more stressed out, honestly. Thank you very much, David. I appreciate your comment. So yeah, if you hold on to grudges, you even become more stressed out, you become more sad. There was something that somebody did to me, I remember, and I felt really sad. I was sad about that thing for weeks, like 2 weeks. Okay, I just kept holding on, and I didn't even tell the person that see what they did, though, see how they offended me. Yeah, but that thing was just replaying in my head, and I was really sad. And my final this decision was that the person is aware of what they're doing, and they're intentionally doing what they're doing as a way to hurt me. So I let it go and I let them go. Honestly, I believe that it's not every situation that needs to be addressed, because people know what they're doing. Okay, people know exactly, not everybody, but most people know what they're doing, especially if it's something that has been happening repeatedly over and over and over. And the person is aware, They just want to see how much you're going to tolerate them. They just want to see how long you're going to put up with them. And for your own good, it's always better to remove yourself from any situation that is draining, to remove yourself from any situation that is hurtful. Honestly, for me, I think that's the best approach. And you don't have to react to everybody that offends you. And sometimes what may be offensive to you may not be offensive to other people. Some of us are overly emotional. That's the truth. I can be like that sometimes. Okay, there are certain days that I wake up and everything is going to offend me, everything is going to get to me, everything is going to like make me sad. Okay, anything you say or do can get me offended. That's just me. So sometimes I realize that I can be overly emotional. Okay, so I know that in the broader picture, this person may not find this thing offensive, this thing that they've done to me. But to me, I don't like it. Okay. So I either tell them that, oh, I don't like when you do this type of thing. Oh. The way I react depends on their response. There are certain people that feel that I don't like this thing that you said to me, oh, and they didn't understand and they were not willing to change. And I'm like, you can say that thing to everybody else, but don't say it to me, 'cause I don't think it's funny. And I'm not going to tolerate it. Those kind of things actually bring a gap to the friendship, because over time, if this person is not being respectful to you in the way that you like, and the person also feels like you cannot take a joke, you guys are not going to be as close as you should be, because there's differences in sense of humor, there's differences in relatability. Yeah, so that's it. I think it's actually very important that we pick friends, or we choose friends, or we be around people that understand us, people that align with us, people that have our senses of humor and all of that. So you don't feel like you are toning yourself down, and you don't feel like people don't respect you. Okay, so basically that's it. It was something happened yesterday, and I just felt like, let me come and talk about this topic of letting go of hurt, of not holding on to grudges for the longest time. Some people, even if you do something bad to them and you apologize, they will still be angry. They like it takes them. There are some people that really know how to hold grudges. It takes them a long time to let go of things. I don't think that's I don't think that's nice, because it's not even about you. It's not even about the other person. Sorry, it's not about the person that offended you. It's about you that is holding the grudges. Okay, you are doing yourself a like great harm by holding on to the grudges, because the person has apologized and they've forgotten about it, but you're still holding on to it. I've read stories or seen stories where somebody will do something to someone else, and that person that was offended will come back like 4 or 5 years later, sometimes even 10 years, to come and revenge. And I'm like, like, do you know what it means to put your life on hold for years? Do you know what it means to dedicate your life to taking revenge? I feel like revenge harms the, let's say revenger, revenge harms the person planning the revenge more than it harms the person that's offended for. Revenge harms the facilitator more than it harms the receiver. That's what I feel. Because if you're planning like a revenge plan, you're going to dedicate your time, your resources, your strength, your energy, everything to planning that revenge plan, right? Then you're going to see that the thing is successful. And you oftentimes you realize that even after you carry out your plan for revenge, you are still not happy, you are still not fulfilled, you still don't feel good. Okay, so like what exactly is the point of the revenge? Most often times they'll tell you that the point of the revenge is to make the receiver feel as much pain as they did, which sometimes is understandable, but it doesn't change the fact of anything. Okay, if the person offended you, carrying out revenge on them does not change the fact that, does not reverse what they did to you before. Yeah, so most often times after the person carries out the revenge, they are still not happy, they are still not fulfilled, and they kind of feel empty, because you spend the last years of your life dedicating yourself to one cause. Okay, dedicating yourself to one goal. Now you've achieved that goal, what else are you going to do with your life? Okay, now you've achieved that goal, so what next? What else are you going to do? So most often times after the revenge, they feel empty. Okay, me, I don't really believe. Okay, well, I don't really believe in revenge. I don't revenge on people that offend me. That's me. Okay, some people do it, and based on situations, based on the circumstance, based on what the how the person wronged them. Sometimes it's valid. Okay, sometimes I agree. But me as a person, I don't believe in revenge. I'm not going to dedicate my time, my energy, and whatever to revenge on someone that's offended me. No, that's even giving more power to that person, because now instead of me moving on with my life and achieving my dreams, fulfilling destiny, fulfilling my purpose in life and still dedicating my life to that same person that hurt me. It's like a double win for that person, and I'm not going to do that. So me personally, I don't believe in revenge. If anybody hurts me, fine and good, okay. I'll discuss what I can't discuss. And the one that I feel there's no need for a confrontation, there's no need for us to talk about it because the other person is aware of what they've done. I let it go. Okay, I delete that person from my life and I just move on. The best revenge, in my opinion, is to become a better version of yourself. There is nothing as there's nothing that will get to the person more than seeing that they wronged you, they offended you, they tried to put you down, but you've actually grown higher than what they thought. Okay. Hi, George, what are you doing on my live? Hi, I think this is your first time joining my live. You're welcome. I hope you brought snacks. Okay. I hope you brought snacks with you. Yeah, so as I was saying, I think the best revenge to anyone that's offended you is actually to become a better version of yourself. Okay. Whenever the person comes back to check on you, because life is so funny. Anyone that has did you dirty, even if it's 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, they will definitely see you again. They don't see you in real life, they're going to see you online, or a friend of their or a friend of a friend of a friend that knows them is going to post you on their WhatsApp or something, and they're still going to see you. Okay, I think the best thing for you to do is just upgrade yourself. That's what I think. That's my opinion. I'm not going to waste my time getting revenge on anybody that has offended me. My best move is to just become a better version of myself. It's to upgrade. Okay, I think that's the best way to deal with hurt. And again, lastly, before I end this live, there's something I want to say. I think okay, not anger. I think hurt. I think hurt, sadness. I think they are great motivators, right? I think they are great fuels. That's what I think. But based on like true life story, based on me and other people that I've witnessed that has gone through hurt, that has gone through sadness, that has gone through someone doing them dirty. I think it's a great fuel and motivator because when you are hurt, when you feel like someone has done you dirty, when you feel like someone has done something to you that they should not have, when you feel offended, what life is about perspective. But for me though, and for other people that I know, some people that I know, when you feel offended, that is the best time to get your life together. That is the best time to get your act together. It's a great motivator for you to want to go after your dreams and become somebody in life. That is what I think. Okay. When people constantly put you down, it makes you want to elevate yourself. Okay. But if everybody's agreeing with you, everybody's happy with you, and you're in your comfort zone, you will not feel any need to go outside of your comfort zone. But if you are offended, someone has hurt you, someone has done you bad, you feel the need to become a better version of yourself. This is why life is all about perspective. There are certain people that something bad happens to them and they see that as a reason to, stay down. That becomes an excuse for them to not achieve anything in life. But other people, someone does them dirty and they take that as a motivator to become the best version of themselves that they can possibly be. So life is really all about mindset. Life is about perspective. Life is about how you see things, which is why I urge people daily work on your mindset, daily work on your view of life, daily work on your perspective because the decisions that you make in life, the choices that you make is greatly determined by how you see things. It's greatly determined by your understanding of life. It's greatly determined by your perspective, okay? So daily work on your mindset. And how can you work on your mindset? By the things that you listen to, by the books that you read, by the people that you engage with, okay? There's something that I popularly say. I say that we are a reflection of what you consistently consume. You cannot be consistently consuming content that doesn't align with where you are going and expect to still get to where you want to go to. No, you are going to be a reflection of what you consume. If you wake up every day and you keep consuming content that don't edify or modify your life, don't contribute anything to who you are as a person, then like what you take in is what you're going to bring out. Basically, you cannot like take in things that will not move your life forward anyway and expect to bring out edifying content. It doesn't work that way. If you hear anyone that's actually knowledgeable, they know what they're doing, you know that it's because okay, probably they've taken time to like read books, listen to authors, they've taken time to work on themselves. There's a way you hear someone speak and you feel like this person doesn't know anything. What do they do with their time? What do they listen to? Okay, so I think we should be very conscious and mindful of what we listen to, the friends that we engage with, because you are kind of a sum total of your friends. There's this thing like a popular pastor preacher on Instagram, something he said. He said if there are three fools around you, count again, there are four fools. And it's true. If you hang out with three fools, eventually over time you become the fourth fool. That's life. It's the same way they say that if you have three rich friends, if you have four rich friends, over time you also become a rich friend. Yes, that's actually how life works. Some of us are too careless, we are too relaxed with the people that we constantly engage and communicate with day by day, okay? We can just relate with anybody. And it's very true because I've studied it even in my life. There are certain people that I engage with for a while, and I realized that this person is reducing my IQ. Honestly, like this person is reducing the way that I think. This person is reducing the way that I see life. Da- David, I look like today bread. Mm. David, thank you very much. Mm, there's lipstick in my teeth. David, thank you. I appreciate you. When you're coming on Sunday, bring something for me, oh. David. Don't forget. Don't worry, we'll talk later. So yeah, what was I saying? I was talking about noticing that the people that I hang out with consistently, people that I talk to consistently, ultimately influence my life in a great deal. So we should really be conscious of, where the places that we constantly go to, people we constantly talk to, what we constantly consume. Honestly, I know that sometimes life might be all vibes, but what you consume, your life will be a reflection of what you consume. So um I guess that's I still have a lot more to say, but I don't want to make this live too very long. So that'll be all for today, and probably later in the night I might still go live because for me though, I always have something to talk about. That's me. I always have something to talk about, and that's because of how I see life. Honestly, about 3 years ago, to be honest, George, I should chill. Do you have anything for me? So yeah, as I was saying, you didn't know I go live. I do like almost every day. I go live almost every day, either in the evening or in the morning or in the night, depending on when I have time. But lately I've had more time on my hands, so I've been going live like every day. So whenever you catch me on a live, you can just say hi. So if you want to. Yeah. If you want to, you can just come and show little support. Try to be yours. So yeah, last thing I want to say before I end this live, about 3 years ago, I was not this eloquent, right? I was not this thoughtful, right? 3 years ago, I could not sit down like this and have a conversation without reading a script. Okay, 3 years ago, the way that I reasoned, the way that I saw life, my perspective on things was very different. I think what has really grown me, what has helped me, in my personal growth is reading books. Okay, I can't like there's something about reading. There's something that reading does to you because reading forces you to visualize things, reading forces you to understand. Okay, if you watch a video, they present things to you at face value. They present things to you, so you see it for exactly what it is. But when you read books, you need to have like your mind needs to be working. And I'm not just talking about fantasy books or fiction books. I'm talking about self-help books. I'm talking about self-developmental books. Okay, you can even say inspirational or motivational books. That's fine, but I read books from founders, from CEOs, from business moguls, and people like that. I read books, and I watch videos. And when I say videos, I mean okay, but you can say podcast. Not really. I don't really like watching podcasts actually, but I watch motivational and inspirational things on YouTube. I watch things where people speak, people that are experienced in life, experienced in their field, things that they speak about. I watch those things and they help me a lot. Okay, they make me see life better. Okay, they make me think. Sometimes I just sit down and I really have a deep reflection. Okay, so I'm just saying that you are the sum total of what you consume. So we should be mindful of what you consistently consume. There was a time I did a total my Instagram, I did a total like I had to evaluate everyone that I followed. Okay. And the thing about Instagram is that you are the one that builds your algorithm. Okay. If you are seeing some certain things on your explore page, That's because one way or the other, you are the one that have put those things there based on what you searched or what you are interested in. Okay. It's like I no longer see celebrity news or celebrity gossip on my explore page or on my reels or whatever. They don't suggest those contents to me because I don't watch them. I don't keep up with them. Anyone that follows me knows that you would hardly see me talking about, like, celebrities or latest gossip, or hardly would you see me talking about those things. Okay, because those things, I don't think they are beneficial to my life in the grand scheme of things. So once in a while it's fun to engage in those things, but those are not the things that I give most of my time to. Whatever I'm seeing on my Instagram explore or my page or whatever is the things that I want to see, the things that I feel like they're valuable to me. Okay. So that's basically it. The power to build your life the way that you want ultimately lies in your hands. Basically, the decisions, the actions, choices that we make every day, they total, like, they in turn, bring about the sum total of our life, the decisions that we make every day. We're not just going to wake up one day and be a brand new person. No, that's not how life works. That's when people, okay, I think we'll talk about this in the next live habits. Okay, like habits, addictions. People say, oh, just stop doing that thing. You cannot just stop doing something that you are used to. That's not realistic. Something that's already a habit. Okay, let's never talk about addiction. Something that is just a habit, something that you're used to doing that thing. You cannot just wake up one day and suddenly stop doing it, which is why most people's New Year resolution doesn't work. Most people's New Year, New Me, it doesn't work because the way to stop doing something, you cannot just wake up and stop doing that thing. Most often times, it's a gradual process. Even when people go to rehab, they don't just stop them automatically from taking whatever drugs or whatever it is they were taking. It's a gradual process that you get there. Okay. And the thing about habits is that if you remove one thing from your structure or your routine, if you take out one thing from your routine, you need to replace it with another thing. So my battery is actually dying, so that'll be the end of this live. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.